Hey and welcome to the MX-5 guide on Laguna Seca in iRacing. On this track it's all about being smooth. That's why you want to avoid any harsh inputs, because you want to carry your speed through the turns and build your momentum up through the different sections. If you make a mistake, then you won't only lose time in the next turn, but in the worst case in the next 3 or 4, so keep it simple and don't try to overdrive the car. You can practice against my ghost car like for all the other guides. You can find the lap files on the community Discord, which is linked in the description down below, where you can also find the telemetry, which is also uploaded to Garage 61. Approach the first turn on the edge of the track and hit the brakes as soon as you reach the 300-meter board. You want to put your right wheels onto the runoff area to hit an even wider entry into the first turn. You want to point the car towards the upcoming inside curb, straighten the wheel and brake in a straight line. That's important, because you arrive here with a lot of speed in a hard braking zone, and when you are not gentle on your wheel while you are braking, then your car will immediately spin out. Shift all the way down into first as you approach the inside curb, and I'm also blipping on a downshift into first gear here to keep my rear stable. If you have difficulties in turns around this track and also struggle with manual blipping, then I would recommend you to use the auto blip assist for this week, because it helps you to keep the car stable in sticky situations like this. Carefully engage the throttle as you apex and aim for the second inside curb on the exit. Here it's important that you engage the throttle only once and then steadily increase the pressure as you make your way towards the exit. You don't want to jump between throttle and brakes to make corrections, because that costs you time, so keep it clean and engage the throttle only once. In the next part it's important that you use all available space, so we start by going onto the curb on the left side to get a wide entry into the next right-hander. Gently tap the brakes at the halfway point between the 200 and 100 meter boards and aim for a clean line. Aim for a tight run around the raised red curb, and since we are heading into a high speed section, it's important that you engage the throttle quite early to carry your momentum onto the next straight. Drive onto the outside curb to get a wide entry, gently lift and turn in as you reach the end of it, and aim for the upcoming inside curb. You want to manage your throttle and keep it engaged at all times to build up momentum throughout the whole turn. So keep steadily increasing the pressure as you drive towards the raised red curb until you can go fully flat out again. If you are not patient enough, like I was in this lap, then it's no big deal, because you can clip into the sand without receiving an incident point as long as the center of your car stays above the curb. Drive onto the curb again to hit a wide entry, use the 200 meter board as marker and prepare to shift down into third gear. Turn in when the curb ends, trail brake into the entry and aim for the upcoming raised red curb on the inside. As soon as you reach the raised red curb, then you want to step on the throttle and take the exit flat out. It won't feel natural at first, but since you will hit an uphill slope, you will have way more grip than you initially expect. Lift and turn in when you reach the 200 meter board. It's again not a full lift, you want to lift just enough to make the turn. Use the raised curb as acceleration marker again and go flat out as soon as you reach it. You can go wide here if needed, and when you make a mistake here in the race, then I would recommend you to stay on the throttle and just take the off track. I've seen way too many accidents happen because people went on the brakes or lifted to avoid the off track, but this can cause a traffic jam, which can lead to major issues in the next braking zone. Drive onto the curb on the left and aim for the upcoming curb on the right to prepare a good line into the next braking zone. Hit the curb, go hard on the brakes shortly before you reach the 300 meter board, keep the wheel straight and prepare to shift down into second gear. There aren't any great markers which can help you with this turn, it simply needs a bit of practice to get used to it and develop a feeling for the track. Overall, you want to follow a simple strategy, which starts with attacking the first inside curb and also use it as marker to carefully engage the throttle again. Accelerate over the crest and you can also attack the second curb. You can even clip into the sand, You won't receive an off-track as long as the center of your car stays above the curb again. Let the car swing to the right edge of the track to prepare a wide entry into the downhill left-hander, and lift as soon as you drive the car into the dip to turn it towards the upcoming inside curb. Drive onto the curb and hit the brakes at the 200 meter board, but you only want to give them a soft tap because you want to carry most of your speed onto the last short straight. Hit a tight line around the raised red curb and get back on the throttle as soon as you reach it. As you can see it here, I was a bit wide in this lap, that's why I need to delay my throttle input by a split second. Drive onto the last outside curb as well, hit the brakes at the 200 meter board and prepare to shift down into first gear. Attack the last inside curb and be early on the throttle to accelerate onto the main straight. And drive onto the green AstroTurf on the exits to maintain as much of your speed as possible. Enjoy the uncut cockpit lap. I want to thank you for your support and wish you all the best for the next weekend. See you next time!